Nyumbani, a home for totally abandoned children living with HIV. In the beginning, we were a hospice because we didn't have access to antiretroviral medication. So all we could do in the early days was to give the children quality care for as long as they would live. But since 2000, with access to antiretroviral medication, our children are now growing up like any other child, live on into their young adulthood, move out from Nyumbani, become self-reliant, settle, and live like any other person, be able to dream their dreams. The last project Father D'Agostino felt he needed to implement was a village for the two left behind generations of the HIV pandemic. That is, groups of children whose parents have passed on, and then grandparents whose own children have passed away and there's nobody to care for them.
Living here in Nyumbani, I think has changed my life. I'm happy. Some children who are here in the village, most, they could not get education. They could not, without Nyumbani village, they could not go anywhere. Nowhere they could go. You know, there are some children who came here very, very weak. But nowadays, if somebody comes here, you say, yes, that is a real Nyumbani. Children are smart, children are very obedient, children are learning, and the children are healthy.
The Art Festival is a tremendous opportunity for our children in the three programs here in Nyumbani Home, in the community-based care program, and in the village, to have an opportunity to learn from Richard Stone, who is world-renowned and who is giving them an opportunity to express their creativity through art.
Many of the children found the art project initially to be quite intimidating. I first of all asked them, were there any artists attending? And no one put up their hands. So in order to make the whole project itself accessible, I said we can all become artists if we've got a pair of working hands and if we've got a couple of working eyes, then we've got a really good start. We talked about repeated design, repeated decoration. We went outside and looked at tire tracks in the dust. We looked at the bark on trees. We picked up old leaves. Again, we trawled through lots of litter. And we were sort of using the very things that our lives are surrounded by as an inspiration. The whole point of the art festival was to get the children of Nyumbani to use their imaginations and work with the rubbish from the streets, the cardboard boxes, the bits of plastic, the discarded coconut shells, and actually turn something that had absolutely no worth into something that had real worth. The little treasures that have been created have been so exciting. It actually put them in touch with the kind of decoration and styles that their ancestors would have used. Once they got a handle on what it was all about, they became extremely excited, and many of them were working so hard they actually didn't want things to stop. And I suppose that was the most touching moment, that people didn't want to finish. My art program hopefully has given them a feeling of self-worth. Definitely something that has boosted their confidence in order that they now know they can do something for themselves. Something that actually can generate money that will improve their lives, the lives of others. And to every person that actually signed up for this project, they left with a sense of pride, proud of what they've done, certainly surprised at what they could achieve. Because remember, none of these children had ever had art lessons. Very few of them had ever been exposed to art materials, and none of them had been exposed to their great cultural heritage. Nyumbani is a home for children that gives them hope. They have a future now, and long may it last.